In an area where construction projects aren't hard to find, local residents are wondering what's delaying renovations on State College Area High School. Last year, construction began on Ferguson Township Elementary, Grays Woods Elementary, and the new Mount Nittany Elementary School. Now some people believe it's the high school's turn, but this isn't the first time this has come up. In 2005, a group of teachers, administrators, and board members called for an overhaul of the high school's north and south buildings. In May 2007, 5 challengers swept the primary school board election. That board rejected a proposed $100 million renovation project when bids came in higher than expected. School Board Vice President Dr. Jim Pawelczyk says the community played an important role in the process.
This community demonstrated a tremendous amount of passion about the previous high school renovation. What has played out is that the majority of the community felt that the plan that was put forward was not the best choice. So it begins with education. Everything we do has to begin with education. That's where we're at right now.
3 years later, the problems still remain. There's asbestos in the ceilings. The north and south buildings both need roof replacements, and there's no central air conditioning. But finally, it seems the wheels towards renovation are turning once again. State College Area School District Superintendent Dr. Rich Mexdorf presented a draft timeline for renovation in July. In August, the board voted to continue with Phase 2 of their facilities plan, focused on the high school. Pawelczyk says that the elementary school project should take 1 year to plan. Meanwhile, a high school project of this nature should take 2 years to lay out. But that's before any construction actually takes place. Former Superintendent Dr. Patricia Best says she remains optimistic despite the board's challenges.
I hope that the turmoil that we went through at that time will be its own lesson to the future. And so that community members will come together and say, we have to take care of this. It may not be our first choice, but we're going to make it happen.
Planning officials for the district say that the high school would be completed by fall 2016 if there are no delays in their proposal. Reporting from State College, I'm Tom Ferguson. There are many issues that voters have to keep in mind here for this 2010 election, but maybe one of the issues that gets swept under the rug a little bit has to be that of illegal immigration. Now, it may not be that big of an issue here in Center County as big as it is in, say, northeastern Pennsylvania, especially in the congressional race between Paul Kanjorski and former Hazleton Mayor Lou Barletta, who is notorious for being very outspoken against illegal immigrants. But still, congressional candidates Michael Pipe and Glenn Thompson have both stated their sides of the issue, along with Joe Sestak and Pat Toomey as well. So we went out and asked voters what really was making them vote for who they voted for.
I'm sure it affects how some people vote. My dad recently became an American citizen, but he has been living in this country since 1978. So to me, it's not a major issue, and it certainly did not affect how I voted. To be honest, the major issue to me was controlling the House and the Senate and setting up the governor, that kind of thing.
Many polling places across Pennsylvania are still open until 8 o'clock tonight, so if you have not voted yet, you still have time. As for immigration, we'll see if that plays a role in this year's election. Reporting for Decision 2010, live from State College, I'm Tom Ferguson. It's a sight to make any child salivate like Pavlov's dogs. Piles of board games, trucks, balls, and more, all looking for a home. That's where Toys for Tots of Center County steps in. This wrapping session at the Penn State Conference Center Hotel is where Center County community members gather to wrap gifts for those children less fortunate in the Center County area. Toys for Tots benefits children of all ages, from toddlers to teenagers. Gene Weller, the president of Toys for Tots in State College, explains just how far they've come since that fateful day 24 years ago.
It's continued to evolve. Initially, the toys were not wrapped. We thought that wrapping the toys would be a good idea. We had space that was donated. Initially, it was in what had been a car dealership in the service area. This time of the year, you turn on the heaters, and about the time you're done wrapping, it almost got comfortable.
With over 100 volunteers ranging from young to old in age, Toys for Tots brings the entire community together to benefit these underprivileged children. The process is quite remarkable, as toys are sorted by gender and age appropriateness before entering the wrapping room, where they are wrapped like actual presents. Kids with wagons come around and grab the finished products, transporting them from the wrapping room to the bagging and sorting room, where the presents are once again sorted by age. Eventually, they are bagged and shipped off to various shelters and food banks across the county. Weller says that, unlike previous years, there may not be enough presents for every child to have the same amount.
That we do have an increase of the children we were able to identify so far of over 300 more than last year. The last 10 years, we've been able to provide the same 4 toys per child that we are able to fill with the food banks that identify these kids. Generally speaking, the relative size of the piles that we have for what we've already done and what we have yet to do, it would seem as though we're going to have a hard time.
However, that certainly hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of him or the other hundreds of volunteers. Wrapping sessions will continue throughout the week up until Thursday, the 16th, and they will continue to take place in the Penn State Conference Hotel. With plenty of wrapping sessions still to come and rooms full of presents here at the Penn State Hotel, the Toys for Tots continues now for 24 years to bring smiles to children's faces across Center County. Reporting from the Penn State Hotel at Innovation Park, I'm Tom Ferguson.